Hello YouTube! I'm Chris Norwood on a journey to hear every song ever recorded, and this is going to be one of my year-end lists, which I'm very excited about. I think this one's going to be pretty popular because we all like to hear the worst or bad, even bad things about things we like. This is going to be my 20 worst albums of 2020. And let's just jump right into it. I'm going to be going in reverse order. As always, when I do like a ranking, you start with, I'm going to be, basically since it's the worst, I'm going to be starting with the least worst and then working my way up to the worst worst. Does that make sense? Let's just start with the least worst, which really isn't too bad for the to be on the worst of 2020. But it just gradually sinks into a dark abyss of the worst music imaginable. Now, one thing I'm seeing as I look at my worst of 2020 is a lot of these artists are ones that I enjoy or have enjoyed on past records. So there's just been some really disappointing albums this year. This first one is Blue October's This Is What I Live For. And like I said, this is my least worst. And there's a few songs on here. What do we got? Fight for Love is okay. Oh My is the highlight of the record. And The Weatherman's okay. It's just, Blue October just seemed to have lost something along the way. After Any Man in America, it just seems like their last four records just are not what I want from Blue October. And while This Is What I Live For is a step in the right direction, it does earn a place in my worst of 2020, unfortunately. Coming in next is going to be Lil Wayne's 2020 output, Funeral. Now this one, again, we are at my least worst, which means Blue October and Lil Wayne, they have some songs that I enjoyed off these records. That being said, not much else here. It just goes on for way too long. Just very, very unoriginal. At 80 minutes, come on, man. I think Lil Wayne is one of those artists, maybe you need to cut back to like 10 songs on an album and really put some thought into them. But, 100 tracks. Coming in next is going to be Notes on a Conditional Form by the 1975. I was initially attracted to this project from a cover from Swimmers doing People. People are people, they want a lot of people. It was very, very punk rock, and I thought that was just Swimmers' take on it. But the 1975's original song was very punk rock. And then you listen to the rest of the 4,000 tracks, and it's just complete garbage. It's just droning, incoherent nonsense with 22 songs, 80 minutes, and only like 2 of those minutes are good. People, yeah, only 2 minutes and 38 seconds of the 80 minutes. It's just all trash. I thought that the 1975 were going to be a band that I was going to fall in love with. No. Okay, guys, we still haven't got into the complete gutter trash yet, but The Night Is Young. Coming up next is a rock band that I've always tried so hard to enjoy, and I just have never found the song or the album. And in 2020, when this band released Heartwork, I wanted to like it. I downloaded it, and I hated it. A few of the first songs kind of got me, like Paradise Lost, a poem by John Milton. Some explicit titles. The album starts off nice, but then it just kind of goes into the Used territory, and I don't like the Used. I'm a huge punk rock fan, but I just don't get I just don't get this band. I don't like the Used. I don't like their sound. I don't like their vocals, their guitars, their drums, their lyrics. I tried. I've given them a chance. I've listened to their catalog. I do not like them, and their 2020 album didn't do any favors for my ears. Ugh. Christmas is in a few days. Ugh. We're getting into the really bad stuff now. In 2020, the Goo Goo Dolls released a Christmas album. It's Christmas all over. And this one may get an unfair shake because me being the music nerd that I am, I don't like Christmas music. I think Auld Lang Syne, which is a New Year's song, is the only one that I can really tolerate. I just don't like Christmas music. And the Goo Goo Dolls doing a Christmas album, it really is just the worst combination imaginable. And there is a single from this. There might be a few, but where Johnny and what's his name? Oh, I should know. Johnny and Robbie. So I hate Christmas albums. Ugh. Nobody wanted a Goo Goo Dolls Christmas album. What is this? And there's a music video with Johnny and Robbie driving a car and singing this horrible, horrible music. And I don't want to be part of the trolls and part of the haters, but in the video, Johnny just looks like something is seriously wrong with him. Like he's wearing a human face as a mask. And I'm not trying to be mean or insensitive. Like, I don't know if he is going through something. I don't know, but the song was horrendous. The music was horrendous. Nobody wants a Goo Goo Dolls Christmas album. Please, please. Nobody wants Christmas music ever. So, punk rock is one of my favorite things in the universe. And when I heard that X, one of the original punk rocker bands, oh gosh, I'm a nerd. When I heard they had a new album coming out in April, I was super pumped to hear it. But unfortunately, Alphabet Land just didn't land, and it just sounded horrible. The production was just disgusting, and the length was 27 minutes, and it just, I enjoyed that X had released a new album. You know, their first in a long, long time. I think 93 was their last album, Jesus. But Alphabet Land is just really awful. Alphabet Soup just did not do anything for me. As a huge punk rock fan, I was extremely let down by what Alphabet Land had to offer. This next one kind of hurts a little bit too, but Smashing Pumpkins, whatever that is. Sir Crier. And you know, the singles were okay. The Color of Love. The Color of Love is actually pretty enjoyable, but I just don't need to hear it. It's okay. I listen to it and I'm like, that's the song. It's okay. But just come on, man. Like, there's nothing wrong with the synth pop direction that they're going in, but just Pilly Go Corgan. Billiam Morgan, Bill. Let's just call him Bill. He just lost it, in my opinion. He's a great songwriter, great musician, but I just have not been enjoying any output from the Pumpkins for some time now. Guys, I'm still seeing songs that I'm enjoying. I've had a drink or two tonight. Coming up next for Worst of 2020 is going to be Say Nothing by Theory of a Dead Man. History of Violence was okay. And then the rest is complete and utter garbage. I am really regretting that I'm going to listen to their entire discography at some point. I know it's not going to be good. Theory of a Dead Man fans, I mean, I don't get it. I don't get it. Everything sounds terrible. This next one was a band that I was really interested in getting to know until I met them. The Airborne Toxic something. Their new album is called Hollywood Park, and it sounded promising in the previews, but I'm never going to revisit this band again. Not good. Again, we're still not into just the horribleness of 2020, but pretty darn lousy. Coming in next is going to be one of the many solo projects that came out this year. Mike Shinoda's Dropped Frames. I was excited to hear what Mike Shinoda's been working on, but unfortunately he's not. I feel like he's holding back his best material because he wants to use it for a big release, or maybe a solo album, or a Linkin Park album, or whatever Linkin Park has planned for the future. But I just got sick of hearing this Dropped Frame stuff. I love experimentation, but Dropped Frames 1 just not doing it for me at all. Alright, now we're in the top 10 worst albums of 2020 with Brave Faces, everyone, by Spanish Love Songs. I heard so much praise for this album. All my fellow YouTube music nerds were just going insane over this Spanish Love Songs band. It says it's pop punk, it says it's emo pop, and I just thought I could get behind it. It was supposed to be very emotional. I wasn't feeling it. Nothing wrong with it. It does seem, Spanish Love Songs does seem like a pretty talented band, but just not something that I want to hear particularly. Coming up next, I usually don't like to break my own rules, but rules are made to be broken, right? So there's a couple this year that were kind of longer EPs, and I actually mistook them for albums. So we're just going to combine them into a number 9 because I didn't like either one of these. Noel Gallagher and Stabbing Westward both released EPs this year, which I thought were long plays, and they were not. They were just stinking garbage, and I didn't like them. Coming in at my number 8 worst album of 2020, The Black Eyed Peas, Translation. It could have been an interesting idea with the reggaeton, the Latin, the trap, the Afro beats, but it just was not delivered in what in the world? What are we listening to here, people? Come on, will.i.am, get it together. These next 2 albums suck so bad that Wikipedia doesn't have a picture of them, so you're not getting one either. And it probably wouldn't matter because it's just a jumbled up mishmash of garbage and crayons. Mike Shinoda's Dropped Frames, Volume 2. And then, coming in at the 6th worst album of the year, Mike Shinoda's Dropped Frames, Volume 3. Imagine a cartoon drawing here for each one. It's just a completely it's like you've heard filler songs and you've heard throwaway tracks. It's a throwaway trilogy. What the? This is going to be a bigger band with the 5th worst album of the year, Stone Temple Pilots, whatever this P word is. I looked it up, but I don't remember because I don't care. The single was Fare Thee Well, and instead of pushing forward with this new lead singer of Stone Temple Pilots, they just made this very dreary, very boring acoustic album that nobody asked for. It's just completely lacking any kind of entertainment value at all. Guys, you're on your like 3rd or 4th lead singer. You need to get it together and start making good albums. This is trash. Let's see. The last few. Was there anything redeemable? I'd say so. Spanish Love Songs album was not good, but I could hear good things, good qualities in that band. But Stabbing Westward, Noel Gallagher, Black Eyed Peas, and Mike Shinoda and Stone Temple Pilots just putting out completely forgettable, just bland garbage. But at least they're not making the top 4 worst albums of 2020. Because I got to tell you, what is coming, I don't even want to talk about. It's so bad. It's so depressing. It's so horrible. Ugh. Ugh. Coming in at my number 4 worst album of 2020. F8 by Five Finger Whoever. Five Finger Death Punch, a groove metal, alternative metal. Oh, I don't even know. Is it what? Oh. 13 of the most nauseating music you've ever heard in your entire life. This one could be tied with Trap's new album, I guess. It's the same album. It's the same garbage. It might have the same cover. It's just complete gutter trash. I've had people that were like, you don't like Five Finger Death Punch? I thought you liked rock and roll. Yeah, I like rock and roll. I'm not sure what this abomination of a band is, but it's not rock and roll. Not much of a fan of Five Finger Death Punch. If you haven't figured it out, they're horrible. Oh my gosh, there's nothing about them that I like. Nothing at all. I don't like the way they look, dress, sing, play their instruments, write their music, write their lyrics. I hate their covers. Oh, yeah, so F8, yeah, instantly the 4th worst album of the year. Oh man, it gets so much worse. My next one, I think I got a little confused again, but anything by Drake that came out this year, I'm looking at my top 2, and I can't, it's unfathomably bad. Which one should it be? You know what? I'm going to go with my gut instinct, which is, my original list, and I'm going to have to accept the responsibility of these being my top 20 worst albums of 2020. Oh, this is so bad. Oh gosh, I almost want to give the other person redemption and switch these. The second worst album of 2020 is going to be Torch the Faith by Psychosexual. Unbelievably tasteless, unfunny schlock. Absolutely irredeemable trash. There's nothing good about Psychosexual. Their band name is horrible. Their image is horrible. Their music is some of the worst music I've ever heard. Possibly the worst music I've ever heard. However, in 2020, there is one album that is possibly either tied with that record for worst or beats that record for worst. Do yourself a favor and do not look up Psychosexual Torch the Faith. It's just absolute garbage, and it's actually tied to Five Finger Death Punch, who is so bad that they made this list twice. Not insulting Mike Shinoda, who made this list 3 times. But yeah, Five Finger Death Punch and all your ex-members, please just leave the Earth immediately. Just leave the solar system. Go somewhere else where people may enjoy your music. Or find a different job. Anyway, let's stop talking about Five Finger Death Punch and let's start talking about who's it gonna be? Who's gonna be? Who's gonna be the worst band in the world? Are you guys ready for the worst album of 2020? I don't think you are, guys. This is... oh my goodness. When I first heard about this project by this artist, I wanted to get this album. I was excited for this album. It was a notable shift in style and sound for this artist. And it was a shift that I really appreciated, and I really wanted to love this album, and I even almost went as far as to buy a physical copy of this with no prior knowledge of the horrors contained within. But then I got a little bit of an inkling in my mind that maybe this is not as good as people are saying. And maybe, just maybe, it might be the worst thing ever created in all of history. It was recorded from 2019 to 2020. Have you guessed what it is yet? It's getting a lot of attention. It's 36 minutes even on Bad Boy and Interscope record labels. Produced by Keith Varon, someone else, and some other people. Oh my gosh. 3 singles from this piece of garbage. The worst album of 2020 is going to be Tickets to My Downfall. I wanted to like it. I wanted so bad to like it. With Travis Barker on here, Travis Barker is in so many bands that I love. But this is, if you look up the word obnoxious in the dictionary, that's what this is. It's a blatant ripoff. It's not an homage. It's not in honor of. It's not anything like that. It's a blatant money-making scheme that this rapper has pulled over the pop punk fans and his own fans At first, I wanted to think, okay, maybe he's a rapper that liked pop punk back in the day, or punk rock, maybe, and he wanted to share that with people. No. This is definition, textbook, cash grab nonsense. These lyrics are vapid and gross and stupid. My 2-year-old son could write better poetry than this. It's unfreaking believably stupid and dumb. It's dumber than a guy dressing up like Satan and singing stereotypical rock and roll lyrics. It's less entertaining than Drake, who is the most boring human being on the planet. It's worse than Five Finger Death Punch. How bad can music possibly get that it's worse than Five Finger Death Punch? What? And I've enjoyed Machine Gun Kelly's other music. He's got a lot of songs that I enjoy. This is complete and utter garbage. Oh, the song titles are bad. Like every song has got other people writing and producing. This is not music. This is just complete garbage. Is there anything on here that's enjoyable? No. Even Travis Barker's amazing drumming can't save this pile of dog poop. And if you heard this, now I am not a good guitar player. But this guy, he's faking it. He's completely faking it. Maybe he can. Maybe he is hitting a few notes here and there. That's it. This is ridiculous. Okay, I can play guitar better than this. And you've seen my guitar videos. I'm a lousy guitar player. This guy's worse than me. I don't even have 40 subscribers. I can play guitar better than Machine Gun Kelly. What in the world? Have you seen Stevie T's video talking about his guitar playing on that horrible performance? And it was so awkward because there was no band, but there was clearly other instruments. It was like the band was like trapped in lockers or something. So even the performances promoting this are just garbage. Now, I do see something interesting here, that there's actually a song written by Jesse Michaels and Timothy Armstrong, which, you know, from Operation Ivy and Transplants and Rancid. I'm going to have to listen to that song again. But this is, even if that song is good, this album is just irredeemably bad. Looks like All I Know featuring Trippie Redd is written by Jesse Michaels and Timothy Armstrong, along with 1,000 other pop writers. It says that this album is a guitar-driven pop punk album, but he is singing, he is emulating, he's ripping off Tom DeLonge from Blink-182 with the "In My Head, in My Head." Come on, people. Who says head like that? Head. Have you ever said yed? Oh, my yed hurts. My yed. My poor yed. My yed. I've got a yedache. This album's giving me a yedache. Oh, I see that feature with Jesse Michaels and Timothy Armstrong. It's just an interpolation of knowledge. All I know is that I don't know. All I know is that I don't know nothing. Yeah, you don't know nothing about punk rock. You don't know nothing about pop punk. Gosh, I hate everything about this. This swimming pool is stupid. It's what, he's got a wrestling belt on his leather jacket. Probably his $50,000 leather jacket and his $1 billion pool with tickets to my downfall. I'm becoming a jerk just talking about this record. And my heart is breaking now because I'm seeing that it's been received positively. Generally positive. Are you serious, world? Are you serious? This is generally positive. What the crap? Sputnik Music is much more on point than everyone else, claiming the album to be a completely egregious copy-paste of Blink-182's Glory Day sound and the pop-punk equivalent to Greta Van Fleet's soulless imitation of Led Zeppelin. Whoa! Everybody else is giving it like 4.5 stars across the board. This thing is a stinker. It's garbage. It's irredeemable trash. I hate it. The goofy, corny, psychosexual devil guy is more talented. This is just, oh, this is ridiculous. I'm so glad I saved my $13.99 and didn't buy this piece of freaking garbage. Thank you guys for watching. I'm Chris Norwood on a journey to hear every song ever. And I'm trying to make some better quality content for 2021. So keep your eyes out and hit that subscribe button, that like button, that share button. And, you know, just send me cash in the mail if that floats your boat. And come hang out with me, my dog buddy over there. He's pretty cool. Didn't zoom in on Buddy, but he's pretty cool. He's looking at you there. And please like and subscribe. Thank you.